Let's ride.
Every G7 leader has their work cut out, but none more than Joe Biden. He's physically in Hiroshima, but his mind must be in Washington. That's where the big debt ceiling talks are happening. Quick refresher. What exactly is the debt ceiling? There's a limit on how much the U.S. government can borrow. That limit is called the debt ceiling. The U.S. Congress sets this limit. Right now, the debt ceiling is $31.4 trillion. A lot of money, yes, but the U.S. government has spent most of it. If the debt ceiling is not raised, they will run out of money.
Supports this. There's a reason that Bill Kristol supports this. It's all the same stuff. There's a reason that our conservative allies are opposing it roundly. The Club for Growth scoring against it. The Heritage Foundation scoring against it. Freedom Works scoring against it. Ron DeSantis publicly opposed. President Trump said he thought we should default rather than pursue this kind of lunacy. At the end of the day, the only person that would default in this town is Joe Biden, unless Republicans default on the American dream by voting for this bad bill. That is why this...
You're listening to Congressman Chip Roy of Texas. You see members of the Freedom Caucus, the House Freedom Caucus, surrounding him. Kevin McCarthy had to negotiate with them to become Speaker.
Well, President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy have reached an agreement to raise the U.S. debt limit and avoid default. But now the bipartisan deal that neither party wanted heads to Washington, D.C. for congressional approval. Yahoo Finance senior reporter Jennifer Schonberger is here with the details. Hi, Jennifer.
Good morning, Rochelle. That's right. Congress is back today in what will be a critical week for both parties. President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy will face a test to see whether they have enough votes for a deal to raise the nation's borrowing limit before June 5th, when the government is expected to begin running low on cash to meet its obligations. In a deal neither side wanted, Biden and McCarthy spent much of the holiday weekend pitching their parties on it. House conservatives say the spending cards aren't deep enough, while progressive Democrats say the president gave up too much and aren't happy about stronger work requirements for food stamps. Democratic Representative Pramila Jayapal, chairwoman of the House Progressive Caucus, signaled over the weekend that getting support from her caucus, which includes 100 members, could be tough. Biden said Monday that he had been calling Democratic lawmakers to ask for the support and that there was, quote, no reason it couldn't get passed by June 5th, though as of Monday afternoon, the president...
You what?
That usually means that other interest rates are going up.
If you borrow for anything, whether it's for a dishwasher, a car, college, or your credit card, that's going to become more costly. We're going to lose jobs. Wages won't go up as high.
We could be like these countries and just not have a debt limit, or have one so high it's never a threat to the economy. Because if Congress and the president really want to take on less debt, they can change the tax system or reduce spending.
The debt limit does make sense if you are a functioning Congress. You're saying we need to put in place some policy to make sure that we don't borrow more than we mean to, or we stop and we pause and we check on the borrowing. That certainly isn't how it is working.
The simplest thing would just be to repeal it and be like almost every other country in the world.
Even if the U.S. never actually defaults on its debt, just the mere political fights and will they or won't they unease could make the United States a less desirable place to invest.
It's long been seen as this is kind of the safest asset that you can invest in. And so that's given the U.S. a lot of advantages. But the more our political system is so polarized and dysfunctional, the more that it becomes a little bit questioned of whether the U.S. should have the incredible advantage that it has thus far.
Built on legends, and that legends are a way of understanding things greater than ourselves, forces that shape our lives, events that defy explanation, individuals whose lives soar to the heavens or fall to the earth. This is how legends are born.